They've protected us for years. We don't know how to defend ourselves. Neither do I. I'm terrible at it. I shouldn't have... Good morning, everyone. Dave from the Wee Hours back with some more Just One Line. I wanted to pick away at this a little bit more just to see if we can be, well, a success of any kind at any point, because we failed miserably so far, so we're still stuck with commoner and still stuck with human, but where we're failing primarily, apart from making really, really poor decisions, seems to be in combat. So I'm going to take my extra point and put that into strength this time. Let's just go into power, increases our hit points, we'll be better at combat. Let's see if we can actually knock anything out. Yes, I know, immersive mode, thank you very much. So we're going to start out at the tavern again. Let's buy some equipment again. We've got our 100 gold. Let's get some armor right off the bat. We'll take padded armor. That seems sensible. Yep, I will buy that. Thank you. How about a weapon with my 40 gold that I have left? Pitchfork is a little bit out of my range. How about a club? Club is good against heavily armored foes. How about a sickle against light armored foes? Well, let's take the club then. That seems sensible. I'll take a club. Now, do I want a potion on my way out the door? Why not? Oh, why not? Because I can't afford one. That's why not. What's Swamp Aquavit? +2 hit points. Oh, that's pretty good. And Violet Apple Cider increases damage by 1. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's buy that. If we're going to get into combat, let's do as much damage as we can do. Okay, what do we got on the old quest board in the inn? Enchanted Waters. Now, we did this one, Jean Beau, Druid Circle of the Woodland Keepers, and we didn't do very well at it. So let's not do that one again. Trouble with bandits. Group of bandits is pestering our village. Now, that could be good, and it's got a really good reward, 250 gold. What else is kicking around here? Fist fights in the tavern. Rascals and delinquents have been amassing in my tavern for several days, participating in clandestine brawls. How clandestine can they be if they're in your tavern? That's not very well hidden. Organized by a notable stonecutter dwarf. I need someone who can teach him a lesson, or at least convince him to stop by any means necessary. They're wrecking my tavern. Your favorite host, P.S. Elven tequila shots for only 3 coins on Wednesdays. It's only 50 gold, but it's right here, so it's convenient. Yeah, let's take a shot at fistfights in the tavern. Let's see what we can do with a stonecutter dwarf who's organizing a fight club here. So, before I start, just some things to clear up. Someone had asked me in the comments why I have all these little sort of map markers, sort of notification things on the side here. The short answer is I don't know. Obviously, these are sort of hidden aspects telling me, theoretically, where things are going to go. That's the best I can see. This would be the, code equivalent of go to page 39 or something, I assume. This was a key from the developer, rather. So this may be some sort of version that they have given me where these are here and visible. I don't seem to be able to turn them off, and they don't seem to do anything. So they don't seem to be in any way cheating, because if I hover over them, it's just a blank screen that comes up. So don't know how to turn them off, seem to be stuck with them, doesn't seem to cause any cheaty sort of game-breaking issues, so we're just going to learn to live with those. But yeah, again, this was a generous key from the developer, so it's maybe the version they gave me have these activated for some unknown reason. Now, all of that being done, a small crowd of yokels and scoundrels is gathered in the center of the inn. They've apparently knocked over the tables and stools to make room for the 2 men brawling in the middle. They're making a mess. All around them, all sorts of people are cheering for one or the other, betting, rudely and annoyingly, cursing and burping. 2 other men lying down try to recover from what seems to have been a sound beating on the ring. 2 more contestants, also quite drunk, just began a new fight, rallying the people inside the inn even more. Judging by his apparel, one of them must be a stonecutter, a burly, middle-aged dwarf with fists as big as his head, and clearly more devoted to fighting than commerce. The other is a young boy with pale skin and very dark hair, wearing a long robe, definitely too wide for his skinny body. Well, we did bump up all our stats to go with brute force, which we could intervene with, but let's try and intervene peacefully first. Let's start with that and see how that goes. You use your brilliant diplomatic skills, also helped by the high level of intoxication of the present crowd. Good. Unfortunately, the crowd isn't interested in your words. Bad. They probably didn't even hear you with all the uproar. Two contenders continue to fight. Well, I don't think we're going to go find the guards. We're not a snitch per se. Let's intervene with brute force, because we should have some. You throw yourself into the mix trying to stop the fight. You successfully manage to interfere, knocking out the dwarf. Well, dang. The boy runs away. Let's speak with the dwarf. Dwarf doesn't want to talk. That punch dazed him, but he's too proud to give in. He barely manages to stand up, and while faltering a little, inches his way towards you, ready to fight. All right. You carefully observe the dwarf's moves, trying to find a weak point. His abdomen is mighty, and his center of gravity low. Hitting him in the stomach doesn't seem like a good idea. Stonecutter tends to hit with a right hook, leaving his left guard wide open. Furthermore, he drank quite a lot and doesn't seem too stable on his legs. So his left guard is wide open. Well, we're definitely not going to hit him in the stomach. We can try to hit him in the right side of the face or the left side of the face. If his left guard is wide open, I'm actually sort of rotating my body as I'm reading this, trying to figure out. I'm not a fighter by any stretch of the imagination. Let's unleash a left to his face if his left guard is open. Your hit doesn't surprise him. The stonecutter tends to protect his right guard. He skillfully parries your punch and hits you on the right side of the face with a colossal punch. Okay, this is why I'm not a fighter. I kind of don't know my left from my right. Stonecutter arrogantly laughs. The dwarf advances, swinging blindly. He has to stop at every other punch to catch his breath. You also notice that he seems to be insistently looking at the jug of beer to your left. He must be thirsty. We can strike first, trying to anticipate his moves. Wait for 2 punches, then strike. Well, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Wait until he throws his first punch and then strike. Grab the mug of beer to your left and give it to the dwarf. Sure. Let's see if we can get him more drunk. That seems like that'll lower his fighting ability. Great idea. The drunk and thirsty dwarf doesn't realize it's a trap. He comes towards you to grab the jug, but you hit him as hard as you can. Oh, I'm sneaky. Dang. Your adversary is exhausted, but tries one last desperate attack. He runs towards you, screaming and drooling like a rabid dog. Try to dodge at the last second, or try to counterattack, unleashing a blow with all your strength. Well, he's pretty dazed, and we've gotten in a good hit on him. Let's try and counterattack. Well, wait a minute. He might be ready for that. He's not a bad fighter. He's way better than I am. Let's try to dodge at the last second. Your move isn't enough to knock out the stonecutter. The dwarf is more accustomed to fighting than you, and with a blow worthy of a champion, he manages to knock you down. You've been beaten. Dwarf laughs as he observes your face swollen like a bagpipe. You'll be back to normal in just a few days. Don't worry. Oh, dear. We're terrible at questing. We're like the world's worst questers, and by we, I mean me, mostly. Okay, we failed that mission, but we didn't die. We lost some reputation with several things, so, alright. Well, let's see what else we got kicking around the town. Goblin Invasion, we did that one the last time, and boy, did we fail hard on that. What else? We got Troubles with Bandits again, okay, and Enchanted Waters again. Well, we haven't tried Troubles with Bandits. Let's try that one. We're still pretty strong if we've got to get into combat. So Troubles with Bandits might be the way we want to go here. And we'll just stroll through the cartoony cute town here. You arrive to the village early in the morning. You talk to the old man, but he doesn't have any gold to offer. Well, wait a minute. I was promised 250 gold. I mean, I probably won't succeed to get the 250 gold, but I was promised it. The Shield Brothers of the fortress up on the hills don't want to send their warriors. They say they have more urgent matters to deal with at the moment. They've protected us for years. We don't know how to defend ourselves. Neither do I. I'm terrible at it. I shouldn't have come here. Don't abandon us. Cursing the old man, you leave his house thinking that you should help him anyway. Yeah, we probably should. Probably the best way to help you think is by drinking a couple of beers. No lie there. So you go towards the tavern. After drinking the long journey and stress of having thought so much, you start to feel tired and you fall asleep on the counter. You're awakened by the frightened cries of villagers who are running everywhere. A boy enters the tavern while saying the bandits are raiding the village. Get out and stop the attack, try to leave the village, or hide in the tavern. Nah, if we're going to go out, let's go out swinging. Let's get out and stop the attack. You reach the square where you see a tattooed man with long hair giving orders to his minions. You draw his attention and the man walks towards you, ready to fight. Okay, let's try talking to him first. It never works, but let's try talking to him. Your chit-chat doesn't impress the chief, who shuts you up by trying to crush your head. Luckily, you dodged the blow. Oh, good. But now a confrontation is inevitable. Yeah, I kind of thought it might be. All right. Chief is undamaged and ready to engage in combat. Well, let's start with our special attack. May as well use it. We've got it. That do anything at all? Not a darn thing. The chief is barely scratched. You ought to do better than this. Yeah, you're darn right I should. Okay, well, let's attack him. Chief is battered. Keep striking. I'm pretty battered, too. Attack again. We're both pretty battered. Let's attack again. Okay, we're dead again. Oh, let's see. We've been gnoll food and goblin food. Now we're bandit food. Yep, Dave Bandit Food. It's actually not a bad name. I might use that in something else. There we go. All right, well, another dismal failure from just one line, but fun nonetheless. We keep plugging along. Maybe we'll take another crack at it. Who knows? But until then, I'm Dave. Thank you as always for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. So just so we're all clear on the victory conditions here, I am last in everything. I am last in absolutely everything. 6th place, 6th place, 6th place, and 6th place.